The Jupiter Boys.
Is it recording?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jupiter Boys. My name is Jim Jupiter.
And my name's Quinn Jupiter.
And we are two boys from the planet Jupiter. And today we have a very special guest with us.
That's right. Introduce yourself, please.
This is R2 Deepu, the other half of Hackthought Podcast. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, man.
No problem. We were very honored.
We're so happy to have you. And before we get started, Deepu, let me just let you know, this is a safe space, okay?
Yes.
The bad man can't get you here.
Oh, man, that is so nice to hear because, you know, I do a podcast with Mike, who was the guest last week, if I'm not mistaken. And he, you know, we have a certain dynamic. He is basically, you know, I picture us at a ballroom in the 40s, okay?
Okay.
And he is...
The Shining? It's the Shining,
No.
right?
This is like I don't know. There's no horror going on. Let me just finish. Don't fuck up my example. Don't fuck up my example. I just got here. We're in a ballroom in the 40s. Okay, there's a guy who's there every week.
Yeah.
He's the regular there. He's got a long mustache. He's very tall. He dresses very good.
I'm liking this picture so far. I'm getting a clear image.
That's Mike. Okay, he's the tall regular at the ballroom dancing place. Okay.
Yes.
I am a 16-year-old girl that they just let in. Okay. I'm not supposed to be there. It's an 18 and older place, but they let me in because I got some goods. Okay, but I'm very innocent. But you know, I show up at the ballroom dance, and he yanks my arm, and he pulls me on the dance floor, and he just starts whipping me around, and I have no control over what's going on. But I think I'm gonna fall, but then he just scoops me back up, and then I'm like, whoa, okay, that's pretty good. That was a pretty good sexy move. And before I know it, the dance is over. He throws me back on the side of the dance floor, and we're done. That's every episode of Hackthought Podcast. So watch the dance. Listen to the dance, folks.
Let me just say that, like, that was the most I've ever heard you speak in, like, one continuous segment ever.
I know, because he's so goddamn dominating. I'm all backed up.
Very true.
All right, so this is a podcast where we each bring a topic every week. Quinn and I both have brought topics this week. Neither of us know what the other one is, and now neither does Deepu, but he's going to help us elucidate on these topics.
So we flip a coin of truth, which determines who goes first in the topic-a-thon. And I'm going to flip it now. What side of the coin of truth would you like?
I'll take the logo side, please. It's the logo side.
It's the logo side.
So,
Ooh, okay.
Deepu, I'm assuming you listened, or at least were briefed by your associates about the contents of last week's episode?
I was made aware, yes. I was given the dossier.
Okay, good.
Dossier.
I'm glad.
You were handed the briefcase at Alpha
Let's say
00.
shit happened, right? Shit happened?
Yeah, that's generally what we say in the biz, is that shit happened.
Shit happened. The
So-
deal was made.
So last week, if you recall, I spoke to Mike about actually starting a cult, because when I started listening to your podcast, I was a little disappointed in that it wasn't as instructive as I was hoping.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that I would get to, you know, become the leader of Scientology fame, of like starting
You
cult.
just wanted to be L. Ron Hubbard?
Yeah, I wanted to be L. Ron Hubbard, or I wanted to be the
Deepu,
Miscavige.
why didn't your podcast teach us to be L. Ron Hubbard?
Well, I
Miscavige.
think it is teaching you how to be L. Ron Hubbard if you listen to the right words. Okay, you have to listen.
okay.
It's hidden.
Reading between the lines. I like that.
If you listen closely, I am slowly being manipulated by Mike. You know,
Yes.
I'm the 16-year-old girl.
You're
Remember,
the first adherent.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you might be a cult that you're in. So I think we need
If you're
to
in
contact the authorities.
If you're in trouble, blink slowly twice.
Can you hear the blinking? I'm blinking as hard as I can right now. No, well, okay, here's the way cult leaders are, right? They always have an answer for everything. And Mike is just one of those guys that just has an answer for everything. And he's
Yes.
always just right there. And you can't doubt him, ever. It's impossible to... And why are we talking about Mike the whole time? Let's talk about me. Let's talk about my inferiorities. I'm the ultimate cult customer.
Well,
Okay.
here's what I'm saying. My topic was actually going to be, what kind of cult would you like to be in?
Ooh,
Like, what
okay.
kind of cult would you like to start? Like, what's your dream? Deepu, no one's ever asked you, what's your dream cult? What's the cult that you...
Well, no, because it's a
you
crazy question that insane people ask.
Yeah, nobody's ever asked you, Deepu, if you could have the cult of your dreams, if you could wake up, put on your burlap sack, and get to work, and
Okay, well, that's
in
the
a
first
compound.
problem. We're not going to be wearing sacks. We're going to be way
No.
better dressed than that.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're
are
gonna
we
have-
talking? Are we
We're
talking
going to have
silk pajamas?
mandatory video game playing time. You know, I feel like we don't have enough of that in,
Yes.
in this culture of ours. You know,
Okay.
we kind of shun video games. We call gamers virgins
Right?
Yes.
and
right.
losers, even
Yeah.
though they're taking over the population. We will force
Well,
all
virgins
of our
are often like highly esteemed in religious cults. Virgins
Yeah.
they're given quite a lot of
True.
heft.
But not
oh,
in
that's
this one.
true. Oh, I
Not in
would
this
have
one,
loved.
though.
I would have loved being in a cult for a long, long time. Okay,
As would both of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
dream cult. You know, mandatory video games are a big thing.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to not have a weird sexual scenario.
Yeah.
A lot of Scientology has that. You know,
Does it really? I haven't heard about the weird sex in Scientology.
I've heard a lot about the beatings. The beatings that occur.
beatings and verbal like abuse.
Yeah.
are more of what I've
Just being like
I know about.
screamed and slapped.
It's
and
very
just, like,
abusive. You know, at some
shaken.
point, the leader's gonna just burst in the room and be like, "I want her," and I'm gonna be like, "All right, I guess."
Leave her in my
What am I
bed.
gonna do? Can we at least play video games later? And he'll be all right. Here's
Okay.
he just throws
what
a
if-
copy of Star Fox 64 on the floor and just takes my wife.
I like that it's Star Fox 64 because honestly, like I played
great
that
fucking
game,
game.
so much as a kid.
Dude, me too. Just easy route every day.
Yes.
Up the right side, baby.
Slippy, Peppy, Falco.
Oh, I'm so useless.
Do a barrel roll.
I honestly, all I've wanted my whole life is to be Falco.
Yeah.
You know, personality-wise, because I grew up in a very Italian neighborhood, and that's
Wasn't
our.
he like the total asshole though? Like, isn't he like the Raphael? of
That's
the,
the
Turtles?
fucking guy. You want to be that guy. You want to tell people, "Don't help me. I got my own fucking defenses."
That's so. That
Did I
impression was-
imagine Falco being Italian? I'm sorry. I tried.
I think you like a little bit, but only a little. Like I think you
No,
only tilted.
I
it
think
just
he
a
was
tad.
like supposed to be like, "Hey, what are you fucking talking about?"
That was like maybe a little severe, but
Listen, I found a great mod. His R-wing shoots sauce. It's the best.
what?
What?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, but like, what if the weird sexual thing is that like you get to like every day go to like a nice cozy room, queue up your favorite porn on the holodeck,
Pull
and
up
just
yeah.
get jiggy with it.
Yeah.
What if that's the weird
That's
sexual
pretty
thing
cool.
about this
That's a
cult?
pretty cool weird sexual thing.
And like they use it to they just sell all the semen like
You
into,
know,
like,
I've actually been briefed on the dangers of holodeck sex, so I'm gonna say no.
Have you really?
I'm sure the cult can. The rest of the cult. If you're making it mandatory, I'm gonna have a problem with that. I'm
Yeah.
actually trying to fight. I'm trying to stave off pornographic experiences.
That's
Really?
fair. That's
Interesting.
fair. I mean, it becomes an addiction after a while. I'd say.
Totally.
I'd say I'm a little bit addicted to porn.
It's just a little
And-
you easy. It's just a little
Yeah.
too easy.
Yeah,
And
me
I
too.
want to get excited when I see some tits. I wanna
Exactly.
get pumped up.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't want to just be like, oh, another one.
another set of boobs. And
It's just like
makes
lawns to me. It's just like
It makes you search for longer too. Over time, like you become tired of searching for that weird thing that you were into last week, and then you're like, I need to get a new one. I got to get
Yeah,
a new.
It has to. It just grows in intensity. Okay, so let's get off of jerking it and back onto the cult train. What kind of skills are you looking for in a leader, Deepu?
Not Mike.
oh man. Well, if I could choose, I would
Step
take Mike.
one,
I would
not
modify Mike. I would take
Okay.
Mike, and I would
Put some mods on the mic.
We can build him. We can make him faster, stronger.
Well, okay, here's something that Mike does that kind of I wish he would reduce. Okay, so like
man.
last week, I forget who it was that mentioned it, but one of you mentioned that you have trouble with women. He goes, "Hell, why do you have trouble with women? That's ridiculous." How do you-"
Right.
And he
Yes.
just and look at that. The conversation's over, and you still have just as much trouble with women, and he's like
Exactly.
this cocky guy. So if he could just have a little bit more empathy, if my leader could have a little, just meet me halfway,
But
even if he
here's-
isn't experiencing my struggles, just
But
put himself-
here's the thing, Deepu.
Yeah.
So leaders will often be kind of abrupt and harsh, and one of the great signs of a teacher is that they don't really give a fuck if you don't get it right away. Like they're still going to teach it, right?
Yes, everyone
And-
has to be training Batman. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody has to re-Ra's al Ghul.
Fight me on the ice again. All right.
Yeah. So I was the guy who complained about, like being kind of afraid to talk to ladies. And I'm the one who's engaged to be married to a lady. So like really of all the people, I'm not like really that so desperate of need. And so maybe Mike, in his wisdom, intuited that and shut it down right away.
I think he did.
It's like, what do you fucking care? You're married. Fuck you.
I could see that.
All right,
But
well, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole other
my idea was it was a lot easier to be in a cult if it was over the phone. And then you can do whatever you want in your own space. And the weird sex thing is you get like a little sex line every like Saturday night. Whoever wants to be on the sex line, they can just call up the sex line. Hey, what's up, gang? Welcome to the sex line.
I'm just picturing could you hear the must if you called into an orgy that everyone's calling into?
I can hear stinks.
There's so
You
many
just
wet
hear,
noises.
like sweaty skin peeling apart. Oh, hey, Mike, what's going on?
The worst kind of ASMR imaginable. And like there would totally be like two guys like discussing like the latest like Fallout or whatever, and then like what somebody
It's
would
the scene from The Watcher, and they're like, I think it's gonna win for cinematography this year, and they're like all jerking each other off.
I've actually looked into going into a meetup for swingers, and I stopped myself because that's exactly how I envision the meetup going down. Just like a bunch of guys, maybe the one girl shows up and she's just
Right.
fucking swamped. She gets taken,
I think,
whatever
like,
the deal is.
with
And then
swingers. I
we
think
are
it
just
tends-
chilling.
Yeah, it's just like, so did you see The West Wing this week? No, that show hasn't been on for 15 years.
Why'd you? What are you gonna ask if I've seen Lost too? That's been off the air for like 10 years, dude.
Oh
Get
man,
some-
I would
get
have
a
even
show.
more trouble talking about TV. I would try and like relate with like, hey, anyone watch hamburger videos on YouTube?
You watch hamburger videos on YouTube? I need to know more.
Almost
Yeah.
exclusively, actually. It's sort of like a subgenre on YouTube.
Hamburger
What are you
videos?
even what is coming out of your mouth? Like, why
All
have I not
sorts
heard
of
this
videos
thing?
related to hamburgers. Well-made videos. Okay, I'm not talking about these horseshit hamburger videos. I'm talking about the best hamburger videos. Well
tell me
shot.
what
There's different phases too. It's basically porn the way they shoot these hamburger videos.
You have
now.
30 seconds to describe this, and then the topic
Okay.
is over.
Yeah, sure, of course. So it starts off. They make the meat patty. They kind of spank it a little bit. That's the first phase, like the little titillation. And then you put the meat patty on the
favorite
hot griddle. It's got to be hot, so you get that. You got to get that pan sear. That's the second phase, and then. You put the sandwich together, and then the last money shot is the squeezing of the sandwich, and the juices run down the side. So that's kind of like, and then of course you can get editorialized. You can do 2 burgers. You can have 1 burger, 1 hot dog.
2 burgers,
You can-
1 cup.
2 burgers, 1 cup.
All the sexual
of diet
iterations of
soda.
burger. Yeah.
I have so many questions, but unfortunately the topic is over, and we have to immediately stop talking about that and get on to Quinn's topic. So Quinn, what do you have for us this week?
So I have a segment on the show. Jim knows about it. It's essentially a show inside of a show. It is Quinn's questions about movies.
Quinn's questions about movies was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Hi, welcome to Quinn's questions about movies. I'm back.
See, I play along. I don't just yell over shit, Mike. I know he's gonna hear it. So
Throwing shade.
I love that there's this beat that we're just brewing the beef. We're just brewing it.
Hello, and welcome to Quinn's questions about movies. Today we have a very special guest, Deepu Gill. How are you,
wow.
Deepu?
Oh, I'm so happy to answer these questions or ask them, however which way this goes.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what the show is.
What is this
Oh,
show?
you don't know it yet? Oh, you just thought of the name?
No, we know it.
We've got it.
We've got two or three episodes.
Oh,
It's also part of Quinn's movie bits. Our show has so many references. It's impossible to keep up. Anyways,
We just generate like 6 new ones every episode and just continually refer to them like we're like collecting some sort of Wikipedia on our lives.
I'm collecting infinity stones, but they're just stupid topics that nobody understands and stupid references and characters we've made. So I have a first question. Cast your ideal movie, pick a director, pick a location of filming, pick everything except plot. It's not
Okay.
really a question. It's more of like a
your money team.
yeah.
Your money
Yeah.
ball of movies.
Yeah, exactly. Your
Okay.
perfect chef's kiss of a fucking movie.
I'm gonna go with the genre of heist film.
I knew you would.
Because I love me a heist film. It's like, I could just like dig my fucking teeth into a heist film any day of the week. No problem. Give me some Italian Job. Give me some Oceans 11, 12, 13, 18. I don't care.
Yeah.
Give them all.
Me too.
Give them to all.
Give me
all
a
to
Logan
me.
Lucky. I love
I
me a
want
Logan
the director
Lucky.
to be Wes Anderson.
Ew, ooh, a Wes Anderson heist. That's
A
almost
Wes
like
Anderson-
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, a Wes Anderson heist movie would be the actually, yeah,
That'd
that
be great.
basically is the Fantastic Mr. Fox. And then the cast, I would just like to be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The whole. That's it.
All of them. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The original ones though, from when you were a kid,
No, not the Jim Henson
or the new ones, the
Just
new
like-
the CGI ones.
Not even those. Just like the original '80s cartoon, but
Okay.
like only the cartoon.
Superimposed
It's like,
onto
Who
the
Framed
movie.
Roger Rabbit? It's
Yeah.
like the cartoon on live action, and it would be Wes Anderson directing a heist film starring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And they're like hard R, right? Like they like they're swearing.
Like very very
There's a
heavy
sex
duty.
scene with Megan Fox.
You
It's-
see turtle dick. It's weird. So, Deepu, what say you?
Oh man, see, my favorite director is Chris Nolan, but that was already said last week, so now I got to think some other shit.
No, you're
you're
allowed.
good.
You're
You
allowed
can-
to have the same director as
You
someone
do
else.
Chris Nolan.
No, I can't. He already did all the main jokes last week. He did the burr. He basically did the burr. Like that's all. That's all
He did do the blah.
Oh man. Okay. Favorite other director. I mean, I guess I can go Tarantino, but that's sort of hack now. But I'm gonna go Tarantino.
Okay.
Okay, I
Can't
like
go-
that.
Tarantino, I'm gonna have some subversive, cool characters, all played by Tauntauns from Star Wars.
That's amazing.
All right, we're gonna humanize the Tauntauns. The Tauntauns have been fucking just sliced open, literally,
Yeah.
and left to die.
Listen, I'm all for rights for Tauntauns. Like I'm on top of that.
Yeah,
part
I
of,
want to.
like,
I
a
want to
lot
see
of
some
com-
roles reversed. I want to see some Tauntauns slicing people open, trying to sleep in them.
Yes.
We're on some like free Tauntaun tumblers for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're now on a watch list as well.
How
So that's
how
fun.
catchy does Revenge of the Tauntauns sound?
Revenge of the Tauntauns.
I love it. Okay, so what's the
They're at the
genre?
diner.
Like,
They're at
are-
the
is it
diner. They're
buddy
discussing
film?
tipping.
No, there's no plot. You can't pick the plot.
Oh,
That
no,
was
okay.
specifically one of the rules.
Yeah. One of the rules is you can't pick the plot.
But is
so.
it a buddy cop film? Because I would be okay with it if it is.
a buddy cop film featuring Tauntauns? I love it. Okay.
What do you say?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
I'm thinking it's gonna be an action movie, classic action.
Classic
90s
action.
Oh, 90s
Yes.
action. So everybody's doing like roundhouses, and like there's doves flying everywhere. People
We're gonna need
diving
some-
through windows,
We're gonna need
shooting
some
guns.
awesome Tauntauns for this movie.
Somebody goes to shoot somebody and can't and ends up firing their gun in the air. Ah, fuck!
In anger, they fire their gun in the air.
I love you too much. I can't shoot you. Okay, so it's on to the next question. Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
That was a weird voice that I did. You ready, Deepu?
Deepu was ready.
Would you rather erase all the sequels in the world or all the prequels?
Well, see, like, there's not that many franchises with prequels.
There's
Really?
quite a few.
But I mean, there are, but there's not that many with good prequels.
That's true.
And I'm including Star Wars in that batch.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I think
like-
I'd rather
like,
erase
fuck
all the
those
prequels.
movies. Like fuck them.
Is
But
Godfather?
sequels are so much more present and just are more of the issue. We see everything being. Would you
Yeah,
kind of reboot as a
sequelitis.
sequel
Yeah.
or as a reboot, a prequel? What would you count it as?
I think a reboot is totally something different.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's like restarting
Yeah.
restarting a franchise is a different thing.
See,
Like, how many times are they going to do Hulk? Like,
Actually, Godfather 2 is technically a prequel, is it not? Because it chronicles Robert De Niro's character's childhood.
yeah, but it
So
also
you would
like,
chop
takes
out
place-
half of The Godfather 2, is what you were
Yeah,
saying.
no, only half of it takes place.
Exactly. So, like,
Stay-
yeah, I'd be okay with that.
See, but Red Dragon is a damn good prequel to Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, that's very true.
So that's a damn good film.
That's a damn good
But
film.
also just to like be able to destroy all three of the Star Wars prequels.
That's worth it.
That's yeah. I'm sorry. That's like yeah.
What are your thoughts on the
Although
prequels?
You could argue
Deepu?
that they're not prequels because they start 1, 2, and 3. You could argue that they're only 2 and 3 are sequels, and that 1 is like not the original, but the first one, in the series.
I don't think so. I think it starts at 4. What are your thoughts on the prequels, Deepu?
Oh, I think they're hot garbage. I'm
Yes.
with everyone else.
Okay.
Thank you. That's a very popular opinion, and I agree with it. What?
I mean, new movies are just as bad, if you ask me.
Whoa. Okay.
Really? I
Both,
actually kind of like them.
Both or all?
Both.
Which do you like? Do you like Rogue One?
Last Jedi was it was like having my grandma shit in my mouth.
Yes.
I was like, more for 5 minutes. I'm never going to stop. And then the other one,
I
forgot the
actually
name of it.
I found The Last Jedi to be enjoyable, but
Yeah.
like definitely the most stoner oriented Star Wars movie that I've seen. Like
didn't
it's just
like
like it was very, very campy. Very campy.
The scene that bugs me the most is the scene where the chubby Asian girl, remember her character? She was piloting
Rose,
the
yes.
bomber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like that whole scene where like the doors are open and she's trying to like she fell down and she spends
Yes,
like 5
yes,
minutes
yes.
reaching for the remote. I can't stand that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Me neither. Especially because like they're in fucking space and there's no
Yeah, you
gravity
should
in
have been
space.
sucked out already. You
Yeah,
should have been
well,
sucked out.
there's no gravity. Like, what's
Yeah.
the point of dropping bombs if there's no fucking like? They would just sit there, like they would just hover, like it was just full of those fucking things.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I didn't like it very much. What movie genre doesn't get enough Oscar attention? Because there are movie genres like comedies don't get Oscars. Like horror movies, genre films don't really get Oscars.
Why isn't there a best stoner film of the year?
right?
You know?
Like fucking the Oscars are so stuffy because it's like best drama, best dramatic role. It's like best drama and best dramatic role. I guess they're different, but I mean,
Yeah,
like
I look at whenever I usually don't see the movies that win Oscars or hear about them until they win the Oscar.
Right,
And
yeah.
the prize winners, like the movies that do win it, they have a certain feel to it. They're very mature. They're very.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
going to watch this to write an essay.
with a glass of red wine.
yeah, and not a
Glass of
hamburger to be
Chardonnay.
found in sight.
No,
Very-
no hamburgers.
no hamburgers.
That's so pedestrian.
It's very pedestrian.
I think like
Horrors.
horrors like for sure like they should be like contenders at least. And
Yeah.
also like I think comedy specials. Like why isn't there one for like the best produced comedy special
Yeah.
of the year?
That's true.
Well, they get a music thing. I think they get a Grammy.
Oh, right, cuz it's technically an album. But like you're
What?
filming it. Like fuck.
That's so
like,
strange that
I
they
don't
would get a
know.
Grammy.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
could they do
bullshit.
both? Should a movie apply
Yes.
for Grammys just in case?
Yeah,
That's the
for
real
Yeah,
question.
exactly.
For sure.
And
Okay,
then the
one more-
shocker for best Grammy, Star Wars.
John
Swooping in.
Williams. Well, John Williams would get the Grammy, right?
That
Because he
weird
did all the
casino
music.
cantina scene.
Yeah, that was bad. I didn't like that scene.
Quinn, one
either.
more question. We've got 10 seconds.
What's the best sex scene in a movie?
Deepu?
Oh man, could someone else go first? Let me think about it. Anyone know? I mean, the only scene I can think of for some reason is The Room.
Oh no!
That's the only one I can think of. It's
Why
just
is
like
it going on for so long?
Arguably one of the better ones. Oh, you know what? Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where like Aldous
Yes.
Snow is just going to like absolute town on Kristen Bell. I think that's the best sex scene because it's very funny.
Yeah, that is very good.
Okay, we went over on topic. Deepu, you made us break the rules on our own show.
But
oh, I'm so sorry.
we had a blast.
Yeah, we really did.
Oh, so did I. This was great. Are we done?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
it's a quick and easy, painless process, and we'll have you back if you got another like 20, 30 minutes.
Oh my god, I'd love to be back sometime. This was great.
Yeah, see, like it wasn't bad. It's like going to the dentist every now and then. You just like get it, like real quick touch up.
And we
Little
didn't
nervous
berate
going
you.
in. Yeah.
Yeah,
We didn't berate you.
Yeah,
Dude, that's like the nicest part, man. It's so. I'm so used to sitting in my studio and just being yelled at by Mike for like a couple hours a week.
You're still getting so busy. You're so used to getting fucking spun into the corner.
But
by
you know
that
what? But you know what
weird
that's like
40s
now, right? You
dancer.
kind of had to. You have to like mind jostle with him. You have to
Yeah.
You have to go to his level. It's really
You
hard
have
to do. But
wrestle like Jacob with
It's
the angel.
intense. It's intense being.
Okay,
he's
so
okay.
let's-
You know what? Can I just say one quick thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Talking with him makes sentences feel like they're 50 pounds.
That's a very good way of putting
a
that.
very good way.
I
He's
can
the
feel
hyperbolic
weight-
time chamber of people.
I can feel the weight of your sentences in every episode.
Oh my God.
And then when I talk to someone like a normal person, I'm just like blowing them, like they're literally falling back from like the weight of my words.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
it's pretty ridiculous. I've never heard you talk this much. It's nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So this has been the Jupiter Boys. Thank you for listening. We don't know why you did, but we're happy you did.
You know why? Because Deepu is a lovely dude.
Yeah,
and
it's totally. Any draw for this episode is all Deepu related.
they're like, "Oh my God, Deepu gets to talk!
Yeah.
Everybody, Deepu's talking! Come quick!
Gather around.
Deepu's got his chance!"
Quick before Mike comes back. Quick. Listen,
What is happening here?
No, it's over. Fuck.
You can get merch in our Redbubble store. Links in the description. You can subscribe, like, rate, review, subscribe. Go. You can also do Deepu's podcast.
Yeah.
It's called Hackthought. Let's start.
Yes. It's called Hackthought Podcast. It's about thoughts you don't think to think about.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's actually like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, it's a great
probably
show.
Honestly, it's like one of like 2 amateur shows that I listen to.
Yeah.
because I generally find them like, I mean, and by amateur I mean
No, of
like
course, I
less
understand,
than professional podcast studios.
Yep.
But just because normally I find them like completely unbearable. And
Yeah.
yours is not that
Yours
at
is,
all.
yeah. Yours is awesome.
I really appreciate that, man. We have a lot of fun doing it. It's a lot of fun to do.
Yeah. Anyway,
I like dancing.
Thank you to Christo Graham for the use of our theme music.
Crystal Graham loves dancing too.
Thank you, thank you, Quinn. Deepu, every week we say shoot those nuts straight down your gullet. So I'm gonna cue you up with shoot those nuts, and you give me your best, your deepest, your richest straight down your gullet. You got it? You got me?
You got it.
Okay, shoot those nuts.
Straight down your gullet. This is like nonstop fire.
With Dolphin Shark.